leave me with some inheritance when he passed away. Ever since we were little, everything that was his was mine since I was his older sister. You can't just hog all of his inheritance for yourself just because you were his wife.
Please stop talking like he's passed away. James is currently desperately fighting hard against his illness. I can't believe you can think about inheritance at a time like this. Just what kind of a sister are you?
Huh? But didn't the doctor tell him he only had a few more months to live? So we need to think about these things to prepare ourselves. Otherwise, people will start to fight over the inheritance and try to take more for themselves. Like you, for instance.
Even if the doctor terminally diagnosed him, James is still fighting with all of his might. I've also been prepared to support him with everything I can do to help. Please don't do this. You'll just estrange him. I don't want him to worry about his relationship with his relatives at a time like this.
Well then, how about this? I'll leave all of his support to you! And in the meantime, I'll take care of managing the inheritance. Don't you think it would be way more efficient for us this way? We can just split our duties for this.
Please don't act like you are doing us any favors here. It would be more productive of you to be here with your brother. You just want to take control of his inheritance, don't you?
Oh, that's not true at all. I'm just being worried for him in my own way. As his sister, I have to make sure to take care of my little brother. James was always so sloppy, even as a kid when it came to managing his money. So I made sure to manage it for him back then as well. I did a fine job, if I do say so myself.
You were managing his money? Are you sure you didn't mean you were confiscating his money? I heard a lot about you from him. He told me that you would always claim his things for yourself. So from what I'm hearing, it looks like you just confiscated his toys and money by force.
Huh? Are you sure you didn't mishear him?
You told him you would take care of his New Year's money, so he lent it to you. But you just ended up taking it all for yourself. You didn't even let him see a single cent of it at all. He told me he started working a job behind your back during his high school days. He was able to save up enough money to buy a smartphone for himself, but you wanted to change your phone around that time, so you took that from him too. I heard you were a tyrannical woman when it came to your relationship with him. You controlled everything he did, and you took what you wanted from him.
That's no way for a brother to talk about his older sister. He's one to talk about taking from others. He took things from me all the time.
He took things from you? That's the first I've heard of that.
That's right. He would take all of my old clothes and shoes when they got worn out. I had a lot of attachment for all of that stuff, you know. Mom and Dad would just let him have it no matter what I said. How convenient for him to leave that out of his story.
I have a hard time believing your side of the story. Don't you mean that you gave your brother all of that stuff when it got too old and battered for you to use anymore? Why would he want any of your clothes to begin with? Please don't put him in the same group as you. He's not a thief like you are.
Hey now! Don't say I'm a thief. That's such a scary word, you know. I was just taking care of his stuff. He's really clumsy, you know.
Anyway, I'll be managing all of my husband's inheritance so you can rest easily. I don't need any help from you.
Don't be like that. It'll be a lot for you to take care of, especially if you are constantly taking care of him on his sickbed. I've heard that my brother has gotten a hold of a lot of real estate. They say he owns a building and a parking lot in front of the local train station. I've always been jealous of where he was living in, but I had no idea he had so much real estate property. There's no way one person can take care of that much property by themselves. He should learn to share some of that.
You should take your own advice. Anyway, I appreciate your concern, but I've made all the preparations regarding the inheritance, so it will be all right. Well now, I'm going to go see him at the hospital, so if you'll excuse me.
Don't forget to keep me in the loop! About the inheritance, I mean.
I appreciate all of your hard work, Mike. I'm glad I chose the right person to manage our situation. I would like to consult with you regarding my husband's inheritance. Do you have time at the moment? Hello. It has been a long time, Mary. I hope you are doing good during these trying times. I'm also glad to see you are happy with our current services. I can always make time for you, but hasn't the management over your husband's assets already been mostly taken care of already? Did anything come up recently that has worried you? If so, what can I do to help you?
Well, the truth is, there seems to be someone out there that has their eye over his assets.
What? Someone's after your husband's assets?
When my husband was young, he invested in real estate. So as he got older, he was able to get a hold of a lot of real estate property. So he's been trying to protect his assets from other people. However, it looks like the information somehow got leaked and someone has caught on to it. It worries me that they would try to take advantage of our situation. I don't have time to deal with this at the moment. I have my hands full looking after my husband, so I need some backup help.
That is quite troubling indeed, especially since your husband's condition has been getting worse as time goes on.
That's true. That's why I thought it would be a good idea to take some countermeasures beforehand.
I see. You would like to have some countermeasures towards some dastardly fellow. I will do everything in my power to help you. Do you think you can explain a bit more about what you had in mind?
I just wanted to contact you this time in regard to his assets. I don't want to think about it right now, but I'm really scared about him passing away. I wonder if someone will come approach me directly to talk about the inheritance. At a time like this, I don't think I could be of sound mind to make a good judgment, especially if I just happen to lose him in the near future. If any major financial issues come up, then I might have to sell all of his assets.
I completely understand your situation. I'm sure there will be a lot of opportunists at the funeral just looking to get his inheritance. People like that are bound to show up at a time when people are so distressed that they just can't make sound judgments. They look to steal from others when their hearts are at their weakest. It's unfortunate, but those kinds of people are all around the world.
I figured it would be as much. I feel that we will have to be on guard.
But please be at ease, Mary. It is at times like these that us lawyers are there for you. If there is ever a time you are uneasy, we will have all of our counter tactics prepared beforehand. We will provide proof that the assets and inheritance go to their correct owners. It doesn't matter when it happens. We will be there to support you with all that we can. We will make sure you are protected from those kinds of people.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Hearing you say that makes me feel safer already.
I am glad to hear that. So please do your best to support your husband and leave all of the heavy lifting to us. If anything else were to happen, then feel free to contact me.
Thanks. I truly appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. I will leave it all up to you. Amy, let me into my house right now! What do you think you are doing? You can't just barge into here and kick me out! Huh? I just moved into here. My brother's funeral is over, which means that from today onward, I get to live in this building. So you need to get out of here right away. Huh? What do you mean you're moving in here? This building belongs to me and him. I won't allow you to get away with this, even if you are his sister. Aww. This is my little brother's home. It's not his wife's home. Huh? What are you talking about? It's just as I said. This was my brother's home, not yours. And my brother's home is my home. His things have always belonged to me ever since we were little kids. So this condo now belongs to me. Please stop it with this nonsense. This home belongs to me, so please just leave already. I won't hand it over to you. Oh, shut up! I'm completely serious about this. I can't believe I didn't inherit the right to his inheritance. You've been getting all of his stuff just because you were my brother's wife. But what about me? I'm his older sister. We are blood related. We are family. I can't believe he didn't leave me with anything. I figured it would be good enough just to get this building. Huh? You didn't get anything. That's right. I had no idea I wouldn't get any right to his inheritance even though we were siblings. You two don't even have any kids, so I thought I would get this much at least. In order for me to get any inheritance, I would have to wait until my parents pass away. This is so crazy! What's wrong with this country's laws?
The only thing I see that is wrong is your head. You get so pissed off that you don't get the inheritance, so you retaliate by trying to take over someone else's home. I honestly didn't think you were this much of an idiot. But you continue to exceed my expectations.
Oh, shut up! Don't get so uppity with me just because my little brother had so much property. And while I'm at it, I would like to add that my mom and dad are equally as horrible. They couldn't bother to give me anything nice out of this. They told me I couldn't get anything because it was my brother's inheritance. Don't you think that's terrible?
I don't see anything horrible about that. On the contrary, I see this as something to be happy over. Now there is someone who can take good care of all my late husband's property. Instead of falling into the wrong hands, it can be properly managed by someone who is actually competent. I will make sure to take care of what he has left for me.
What are you talking about? He didn't leave anything for you. After all, it's just some money and a building. You just wanted to hog it all to yourself because you are so greedy. Both you and my parents are cheapskates. You all just wanted it for yourselves.
That's not the case at all. This is just what my husband decided before he passed on.
Well, whatever. From here on out, I'm living in this building so you can buzz off. I'm going to call my husband over here so we can all live together. This condo is too good for a sad little widow like you.
Amy, I'll just tell you this one more time. Please leave as soon as possible. This is my home and I won't hand it over to you.
No way! Who would want to leave a place with a view as great as this? My brother's things have always been mine, and what always was, always will be. Which means my brother's home is mine. I won't be getting out of here anytime soon.
Well then, the rent will be $6,000.
Huh?
If you want that condo so badly, then I'll be more than happy to give it to you. But that means you will have to pay me in full since I'm the rightful owner. If you want to live there, then you need to pay me $6,000 every month. Do you think you would be able to afford it?
Huh? What are you going on about with rent? My brother was the one who owned it. You didn't inherit any of it, you know. I'm the owner here, so this is my home from now on. So get out of here already.
No, I bought that with my own money. Therefore, I am the owner. It doesn't matter whether or not James was still alive. It doesn't change the fact that I'm the legal owner of that property. So you must pay up or I will have to ask you to leave the property now.
Huh? Did you just say you bought that property? What the heck? I never heard anything about that. So that means that my brother didn't buy it? It never belonged to him?
Well, that is why I keep telling you over and over that it's my property. Did you want to know my annual salary, just in case? I've cut my hours quite a bit, but even now I still make $200K a year. And so I decided to use my earnings to buy this property.
What? Hold on a second. How can you make that much money? I had no idea you had such a high salary. I never heard anything like that from my brother.
I would imagine so. Not even he knew much about my new job.
Huh? You changed your job? Since when?
James was really suffering while fighting his terminal illness, so I changed my job to a much better one so I could support him medically. There were times he needed treatments and medicine not covered by insurance, so I needed more money to help him. Moreover, there were times when his condition just suddenly got worse. So I needed to work at a company that was understanding of my situation. My priorities were staying as much as possible with James. I was fortunate enough to work at a company that would cover my husband's medical expenses when things got rough.
There's a company like that out there? I've never heard of a company like that.
Of course, I was desperate to find a company like that. My previous company was able to help me find a company like that and even put in a good word for me. Of course, that meant I was under a great deal of pressure to produce outstanding results. So I worked my butt off to do the best job I could. Naturally, the more results I produced, the more money I made, but even then, they were very understanding of my husband's situation. I put in everything I could in both my job and to support my husband.
What?
And thankfully, my salary has gotten so good that it surpassed $200K a year. So I decided to move to a place somewhere that was near both my workplace and the hospital. That would be the condo that you just claimed for yourself. I also sank a lot of money into the down payment.
No way. So it really didn't belong to my brother? So I won't be able to live in it no matter what?
That's exactly right. I am the owner of that property, so I suggest you give this up now and leave as soon as possible. If you leave now, then we can end this without a fuss. But if you continue with this nonsense, then I'll have to pursue legal action against you.
Ugh. No way. I won't give this up.
Huh?
I mean, there's such a great view here. I came all the way over here, so I'm going to hold the fort. I'm not going to give it up so easily just because it didn't belong to my brother. What belongs to my brother belongs to me, and what belongs to my brother's wife also belongs to me. I'll fight you until the end of time over this. I'm really going to bring it on now.
I didn't think you would be stupid enough to keep this farce up. Do you really not understand what will happen if I pursue charges against you?
Oh, you want to play tough? Okay. Now that it's come to this, I'm going to call my husband over right now. You might have forgotten this, but my husband is a lawyer. He knows the law better than anyone else, so I'm sure he can figure out something. So if I just leave everything to him, we'll get the legal edge on you. I'll make sure your property belongs to me no matter what. Oh, well then, I suppose I should call my beloved hubby over as soon as I can. I can't wait to see the look on your face when we take you down in court.
That won't be necessary. I'm already in front of the building. I believe I already have a full understanding of the situation.
Huh? Wait, what are you talking about? Isn't that you, Mary?
I can't believe you're the type of person to do something like this. Mary has been suffering these past few months. She has been worrying over her husband until the day he passed away. At the same time, she has been having to deal with people trying to take advantage of the situation to steal her husband's inheritance. But you, on the other hand, just decided to force your way into her home and try to take it over. This is nothing short of tyranny.
Hey, hold on a minute here. What's going on now? Is that you, Mike? No way. There's no way that's you. How can you possibly be using Mary's WhatsApp account? There's no way that's what's going on. Quit it with the bad jokes, Mary.
It is what's going on. Look at the reality around you, idiot. Your lawyer husband is right next to your brother's wife. We are both waiting for you at the front of the building to come out. You have such a great view from that building, right? Just take a look outside and you can see me right here.
Huh? No way. You really are there. Why? Why are you with Mary?
I came to help her out as her lawyer. She's been our client for years. She called me saying someone had broken into her building. I ran over as fast as I could to see what was going on. I had no idea she was talking about my own wife. You disappoint me.
Huh? What do you mean you're her lawyer? I never heard anything about this.
I consulted her a while ago regarding the management of James's assets. I was officially hired as her lawyer.
You're her lawyer? Why didn't you tell me that earlier?
Have you never heard about client confidentiality? It doesn't matter what the job is or who the client is. I can't tell you anything about what I do for work.
Well, that might be the case, but you could have at least told me that much. I mean, you're my husband. There's not supposed to be any secrets between us, you know? Well, it doesn't matter right now. It's actually pretty convenient that you're here now. Use your power as a lawyer to shut the woman up right next to you. She'll be sorry for getting so carried away.
The only person I'm going to shut up is you. That's rich of you to complain about me when you've been secretly plotting all this time now. Aren't you the one getting carried away around here?
Huh? What do you mean? How can you be taking her side over your own wife?
Because that's how the law works. Before we get too heated, let's calm down and talk about this from the law's perspective. The property is registered under Mary's name, and you have been constantly stating this to be your property despite having no basis for such a claim. I will cut to the chase right now. There's no room for debate. You have been doing nothing but following your own selfish desires.
Mike?
If you continue to stay here, that means you are unlawfully taking control of this property. In other words, you would have to face legal consequences. If you continue to stay here, you would be committing an illegal activity. We would have to contact the police to deal with you. Would you really be okay with that?
Hold on. We don't have to get the police involved here. How come you aren't taking my side here? Aren't you my husband? Why would you say something that would put your wife at risk?
You being my wife has nothing to do with the matter at hand. The law must always be fair to all parties involved, so I mustn't let my personal feelings affect my judgment. I need to act as the law demands it. That is a basic law of society. So even if you are my wife, that won't change the fact that I would have to hand you over to the police.
What? How can this be?
Mary said she'll give you just one more chance, so I suggest that you better listen to her. Do you promise to leave in 5 seconds? If you do that, we can settle this without having to get the police involved. If you can't promise me that, then we'll contact the police immediately.
Wait. I'm going to leave right away, so just wait. I don't want the police to get involved. Please don't call them.
Well then, I'll leave it to you to hold your end of the bargain. Because we're starting the countdown right now.
Hey! What do I do now, Mary? Mike just told me he was going to divorce me. He said he doesn't want anything to do with me. He just sent in his divorce papers without even meeting me.
I figured that would be the case. Mike was being calm and professional dealing with you, but it was clear as day how mad he was. I was standing right next to him and I could see how red his face was getting. You have no idea how embarrassing it is for a lawyer's own wife to be caught illegally barging into someone else's house. It's only natural this would end in divorce.
Well, actually, he said that's not the only reason he wanted to have a divorce.
Huh? What are you talking about?
Well, the thing is, he trusted me to manage our savings, but somewhere along the way, the money disappeared. He said I was embezzling the money.
Aren't you just a housewife? What are you doing taking care of his money?
But a wife has got to shop. There was so much stuff I wanted to buy. My husband's a lawyer, so he makes a lot of money. I figured it would be fine to sneak a little money out every now and then. But before I knew it, I noticed I spent like $100,000. I was so shocked when I saw the bank records.
$100,000? How on earth did you spend that much? And what did you think was going to happen?
I just needed to have all of those clothes. I thought it would all work out in the end. I figured I could make it up if I had my brother's inheritance. And I thought if I could live in a fancy condo, he would never notice me using his savings. I figured if I could sell the property, I could make around $70K or something. I thought I would be able to make everything up and he wouldn't even know.
So that's why you were so fixated on my property. This is starting to make sense in a way.
But I never thought in a million years I would get found out and then get divorced. He told me I could make up for embezzlement through the divorce procedures. He wants to distribute my property. He left me out in the cold completely penniless. Can you believe that? So please help me, Mary. Can I live in your building too?
Huh? What are you talking about?
I don't have anywhere else to go. He told my parents about everything that went on. And now my parents have disowned me as well. Even they told me they don't want anything to do with me anymore.
Well, I don't want anything to do with you either. Even if James is no longer here, that doesn't change the fact that I'm his wife. As his wife, his parents are my family as well. If they disowned you, then I don't want to have anything to do with you either. So I would prefer it if you didn't bother me.
No way!
Well then, if you would excuse me. I don't want James to be frowning up there in heaven, so please just move along now. Amy ended up getting divorced from her husband. From what I heard, The only thing he let her have was the things she could carry. In the end, she really did get driven out with no money on her own. I heard she was lounging around at a friend's house. It looks like she used to make fun of her friends and bragged about how rich her husband was. She drove people away from her to the point where no one wanted to help her out. It looks like she's trying to find a man online. She kept screaming about wanting to find a job where there are a lot of rich single guys. I hope for the best. For those poor men.